Hey everyone, I'm Melanie from Streamlined Legal, where we help law firms get the most out of their practice management software. Tonight is a quick one. I wanted to show you a feature that I'm very honestly going to tell you I just found out about. There's things about using any software really, but particularly Clio, that it took some time for me to figure out. And I'm not embarrassed to say, or maybe I am embarrassed to say, that it took me a couple years to figure out that I could actually open up Clio in multiple tabs in my browser and be able to flip between screens and not have to navigate back and forth between the Clio screens in one tab. That was huge for me. That embarrassingly took a couple years to figure out. This one I just figured out. I'd like to give all the thanks to my colleague Crystal, who pointed it out to me. But if you haven't seen how to hide your custom fields, I'm going to show you right now. And I'll tell you why it's important or why it's helpful. If we head over to our Clio screen here, you can see that I'm in my matter. And as you may recall, only the first 13 custom fields show up on this dashboard. So I am going to have to click on custom fields to see the rest of my custom fields. And in this example, you can see this is an estate planning example. We have a bunch of custom fields, right? And I'll tell you, some people take a look at this and they're like, why do you need so many custom fields? Document automation, like that is a huge, powerful thing that Clio can do for you. And in order to create these documents, especially if we're talking about estate planning, it takes a lot of custom fields in some cases. So anyway, we developed these sets of custom fields for this estate planning client. And as you look at them, it is nice to be able to click over here and go to exactly down to the section that I want, right? I can go ahead and click and it'll take me right to that section. So that part is nice, and I've done that many times before. But it wasn't until the other day when Crystal was showing me some things that she started clicking on these eyeballs. Now, I don't know what I thought the eyeballs were for before, but I had just never really done anything with them. When you click on the eyeball, it makes that section disappear. Okay. And when you have this many custom fields, sometimes that's really helpful because sometimes you just don't need to see all that information, right? If I want to focus on particular things, I can black all these out, and now I've just got the 3 boxes that are important to me for now, right? Maybe I don't care about those other ones right now. Now, keep in mind, I'm only going to add the custom field sets over here that are applicable to this case anyway, right? So these are actually field sets that I'm going to eventually need, right? Or that I'm collecting information for. But for whatever reason, on this particular vision of the screen, I don't need to see them right now, right? So for example, let's say that I'm really trying to focus on just the client and not the spouse, right? So in here we have my identified as client and client 2. So I could go through and just turn off all the client 2 boxes and keep on all the client 1 boxes, right? And that way I can really focus on, the client personal representatives, the client's agents, the client's healthcare agents, and so on and so forth. And then maybe I really just want to focus on client number 2s. So I can go ahead and flip them, right? I can go ahead and put on client number, now I've got too many. I can put on client number 2 and turn off client number 1, right? And now I've got all of client number 2's information. And so it really can be a helpful way to focus in on what you want. And again, if you've only got a handful of custom fields or a handful of custom field sets, you're probably never going to use this feature, frankly. But the more you start building out those custom fields and really harnessing the power of Clio's document automation through these custom fields, there are going to be times when you just don't want to see all of that. And this is a really great, fast way to really narrow in on the information that you need. So I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what are the things that you've found in Clio lately that maybe you've been using it for years, or in my case, decades, and haven't had the opportunity to try yet. So what did you find in Clio lately? We'd love to hear about it. And I hope that helps narrow in on the custom fields that you need to see. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great night.